Hello, my friends at First Steps. This week we have been learning about outer space, and today Miss Chastity here will be reading our fourth chapter in our chapter book, Little Kids' First Big Book of Space. Friends, remember this week we've been reading this book. On the first day that we started reading this book together, we talked about our solar system. In chapter 1, we talked about the moon and the sun and Earth itself and about looking up from Earth. In chapter 2, we talked about Earth's neighborhood and we talked about all the big planets around. In chapter, that's chapter 2. In chapter 3, we talked about Earth's other neighbors. And so we talked about Pluto and asteroid belts and comets and Kuiper's belt as well. And now we're on chapter 4. And chapter 4 we're going to read, and it's called Far, Far Away. So let's read it together. And it says, beautiful stars swirl far, far away. Look at those beautiful stars. The universe is everything in our solar system and outside of it. The universe is so huge that it is hard to even imagine its size. In this chapter, you will find out what is beyond our solar system. There are many amazing things in the universe. The photographer, this photograph shows one called a nebula. You find out what a nebula is very soon. Look at this cool nebula. Stars come in different shapes, sizes, and colors. This is a cool star, and this is a hot star. Stars on a clear night with no clouds or city lights. You can see about 3,000 stars in the sky, but there are billions more that you cannot see. Stars create energy that makes hot gases that are held together by gravity. The hottest stars will be blue and the coolest stars will be red, and the in-between are yellow. Stars have different temperatures. Yellow stars, like Earth's sun, have a temperature between blue and red, and that's why it's yellow. The closest star to Earth is the sun. It takes about 8 minutes for the sun's light to reach Earth. Sunlight is the reason that bubbles sparkle. The next closest star to Earth is the Proxima Centauri. Light from that star takes more than 4 years to reach Earth. It would take 19,000 years for a spacecraft to reach Proxima Centauri from Earth. So even though it's not the closest star to Earth, it is very, very far away and very cool. Friends, this is probably one of my favorites. It's so cool. This is called constellations. Do you guys see the word? Constellations. Let's tap it out together. Constellations. Constellations. It has 4 syllables. For a long time, people have drawn imaginary or pretend lines from star to star, creating pictures in groups of stars. These groups are called constellations. The yellow lines show where the Big Dipper is inside the constellation Ursa Major. This constellation is called Ursa Major, and this constellation is called Constellation Cygnis. When you look up at constellations are like maps in the sky. There are 88 different ones. The Big Dipper is a very easy star to find. You can go outside and look up, and your mommies and daddies can help you find it. And the Big Dipper is inside the constellation Ursa Major. Galaxies. A galaxy is a group of stars, gas, and dust held together by gravity. Galaxies have different shapes. Here are photographs of the 3 main kinds. Spiral galaxies are the shape of a spin wheel. There are billions of galaxies. And irregular galaxies do not have a particular shape. They're irregular. And elliptical galaxies are egg-shaped. Which galaxy do you like the best? The spiral, the irregular, or the elliptical? I like the spiral. I I think they're so pretty. The Milky Way. Earth is in a galaxy called the Milky Way. It is a spiral galaxy. The Milky Way is huge. There are billions of stars in the Milky Way. That's a lot. The Andromeda galaxy is the closest to the Milky Way. When you look at the stars at night, all the ones you can see are in the Milky Way. All the stars you can see when you look up at night are inside the Milky Way. And Earth is located right here on one of the Milky Way's arms. Do you guys see? We're right there in our Milky Way. Nebula. Stars are born or form and last for billions of years. When they lose energy, they die. When some kinds of stars die, they explode. All the leftover stardust is called a nebula. New stars are born inside a nebula too. Gases and dust pull together and form young stars. The Helix Nebula even looks like an eye. Can you use your finger to trace the butterfly shape of the Bug Nebula? Do you guys see the butterfly shape of the Bug Nebula? Black holes. At the center of the Milky Way galaxy, there is a black hole. Black holes are invisible. They cannot be seen. A black hole is an area of space with gravity so strong that anything too close to it cannot escape it. It's kind of like quicksand, friends. Not even light can escape from the black holes. That is why we cannot see them. Which of these things is invisible? Your bed, the air you breathe, or your family's car? Can you see your bed? Can you see your family's car? Yeah, but you can't see the air we breathe. But we're breathing it, just like you can't see black holes. All right, friends, that is the end of chapter 4. Tomorrow we will finish our book with chapter 5, Exploring Space. Until then, Miss Chastity will be wishing you well. Bye, guys.